Welcome to your 6-week Yoga for Beginners course. So over the next 6 weeks, we're going to give you a really nice introduction into yoga. So if you have never done it before, then this is absolutely perfect for you. Equally, if you have done yoga before, then this is just a really nice reminder, maybe a nice refresher, just a way to get back to basics and just to move your body. So you don't need any specialist equipment at all. If you do have a yoga mat, then that is absolutely perfect to use. If you don't, then a soft floor, a carpet, a rug, maybe even a towel, although do be careful about slipping if you are on a towel, is absolutely perfect too. I will use props from time to time, cushions, pillows, so we'll be using a cushion or a pillow today. So if you have one, a sofa cushion, a bed cushion is absolutely fine. It's just to make it a little bit more comfortable for you today. So if you have any injuries or any limitations at all, then please do listen to your body. If it's something that you need to consult a doctor on, then please do that prior to doing any form of yoga. Obviously, I can't see you, so I can't advise you if there is anything that you're doing wrong to cause more injury. So please use your body as a guide. Do not force it. If you feel any kind of pain, then please stop. If you feel any kind of mild discomfort, then maybe exploring that kind of feeling and just figuring out whether it's just your body adjusting to something or whether it is really a sign for you to stop, for you to maybe reassess and maybe start again. So today is going to be, as I say, week number 1, your introduction. So just a really nice introduction into breathing and grounding, and a gentle introduction into some of the kind of movements and some of the kind of poses that we're going to be doing. So over the next 6 weeks, we're going to start, as I say, with the foundations, gradually introduce a few more poses, some standing, some balancing, some seated work, and we're going to build up over the 6 weeks. And so by week 6, hopefully we'll be bringing all the poses and everything that we've learned together into a flow. So this will give you the equipment, the knowledge, hopefully, and the ability to be able to practice yoga at home, or equally, if you feel ready to go out there and find a class, maybe find a little bit of a community, then hopefully that'll give you the foundations for that as well. So today we are going to get started in a seated position, so coming down onto the ground. So it might be a little bit more comfortable to sit on a cushion or a pillow. So if you are going to do that, take a cushion or a pillow just underneath your seat bones. What this does is it helps the hips to raise just a little bit, and it helps just to put the pelvis into a neutral position, which is a lot more kind on the body. So if you have any knee problems at all, then sometimes it's really nice just to sit in this kind of position with both the knees round to one side. I just find that relieves a little bit of pressure. Equally, you can sit in a cross-legged position or just taking the feet down, one in front of another, or you can kneel if that's a little bit more comfortable for you. Equally, if you can't get down onto the ground, then you can do this kind of exercise or movement seated on a chair. So if you are on a chair, just placing the feet flat onto the ground and really grounding the feet into the ground. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. So really think about lengthening through the spine. So the pelvis is in a nice neutral position. You're stacking the shoulders on top of the hips, and then the head on top of the shoulders. So we're sitting up nice and tall, but at the same time we want to be relaxed. So just close the eyes off here, just to start. You can take the hands onto the knees with the palms facing down. You can face the palms up. Or you can take the hands into the lap if that's more comfortable. Just any position that's comfortable. So just before we start, so keeping the eyes closed, I just want you to take just some tiny movements in the body. So maybe just moving the head and neck a little bit. Maybe gently and slowly twisting the spine from side to side. Really finding that position that's going to allow you to find a little bit of stillness. So when you've taken those few movements, just coming back to a still position. So we're still sitting up nice and tall. So really reaching through the crown of the head, but still trying to bring that softness to the body. So just start with noticing any sounds, any smells, or anything that's going on around you. Just noticing them, just acknowledging them, and then just letting them go. So shutting out the outside, and what we want to do is come inside. So inside the body and inside the mind, and just leaving the outside exactly where it is. And we're just going to take a full body scan together. So just a nice silent, starting with the crown of the head, just gently acknowledging, moving down the body, just checking in with how you're feeling today. So just noticing any areas of tightness or tension. Maybe the shoulders are tight, the neck. Noticing if you're clenching the teeth and the jaw's tight. Just allowing everything to relax. So unclenching the teeth, relaxing the shoulders. So imagine that the shoulders are growing really heavy and almost like dragging down. So the shoulders are really dragging down, grounding you down, but at the same time we're still sitting nice and tall. So it's almost like you're traveling in two directions. So you're sitting tall, yet the shoulders are relaxing and heavy. And when you've taken that full body scan, we're just going to bring the attention to your breath. So not forcing anything, not pushing anything, just noticing the breath in the body. So in yoga, we breathe with a nasal breath. We breathe in through the nose. We breathe out through the nose. That just allows us to stay present, to stay grounded. Also allows us to build a little bit of heat and a little bit of fire within the body. Just breathing here, just a natural breath. Your body knows exactly how to breathe. It keeps you alive by doing it. So don't force it, don't push it. Just let the body take over. Again, noticing any thoughts or feelings that arise. Maybe noticing the length of each breath. Maybe it differs with each breath. Maybe it's exactly the same. Just sitting with this for a while. And we're just going to start to make that breath just a little bit deeper. So as you inhale, imagine that you're filling up from the belly, the ribs, the lungs, even the shoulders and the chest expand as you inhale. Then as you exhale, completely let go, empty everything out. Take a big inhale. Exhale. So just taking a few more deep breaths in your own time. So as you inhale, breathing new life, new energy into the body. And then as you exhale, you're completely letting go of anything that you don't need, anything that doesn't serve you. And then just come back to your natural breathing. So just slowing it down again, just letting the body take over. And then just gently blinking the eyes open. So knowing that you can come back to that little exercise, so that took us like maybe 3 or 4 minutes, knowing that you can come back to that exercise at any point of your day if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed or a little bit anxious. You can do that anytime in your car, on a bus, wherever you are. You can come back to that breathing exercise just to get you grounded, just to bring you back into the present moment. So we're just going to gently start with a little bit of movement in the body. So just staying in this position for now. If you need to move at all, maybe the legs have gone to sleep, then maybe moving the leg positioning. If not, then just staying where we are. We're just going to gently bow the chin down into the chest and start to lengthen out through the back of the neck. So remembering to be really kind to the neck. If you feel any pain, then just backing out very slightly. You're just going to gently take the gaze over towards the right knee here. So you're starting to feel a lengthening here down the left hand side of the neck. Relax this left shoulder, let it grow heavy. And then keeping the chin tucked, just taking the gaze over towards the left knee this time. So this time lengthening into the right side of the neck. Noticing that this might feel completely different. Again, one more time, taking the gaze over towards the right knee. And then this time you're just going to pick the head up so the left ear comes towards the ceiling, the right ear comes towards the shoulder. So again, really lengthening into the left side of the neck. Relax this left shoulder. If you want to deepen the stretch here, you can take the right hand to the top ear. Just gently guide it down a little bit deeper. And then just coming back to that consciousness of your breath. Feeling that nice lengthening down the left side. And then just releasing, just taking it over to the other side. So just gently dropping the left ear down towards the left shoulder. Again, relax this right shoulder. Feeling a stretch into the right side of the neck this time. Again, if you want to deepen, take the left hand to the right ear, just gently pressing it down. Remember any pain, just releasing. And coming back to center. Taking the hands to the knees. You're just going to start to make some little circles with the body, with the waist. So starting off nice and small, just sitting back on the hips and then bringing it forwards. So almost imagine like the body's a spring, like you're coiling a spring. Maybe start to make this movement a little bit bigger, a little bit deeper. So maybe we come a little bit lower down to the floor. And lean back into those hips. You can start to move the shoulders if that feels good. Or if you want to stay with these small movements, just staying here. And then start to reverse. So start to come around the other way. Again, maybe dipping here. Maybe drawing it back. Or keeping those movements nice and small. Relax those shoulders. Any movement that feels good in the body here. And then coming back to center once again. Bring the hands together at heart center this time. So press the hands in together. We're going to take an inhale and we're going to take the fingertips up towards the sky, looking up to the thumbs if you can. And then as you exhale, draw the hands back down to heart center. This time we're going to inhale, take the hands up. And then as we exhale, let the hands float down towards the side of the body with the hands, the palms facing down. Relax the shoulders. As you inhale, float the hands up. And then as you exhale, draw the hands to heart center. And do this again. So take an inhale, float the hands up. As you exhale, hands come down to the side. As you inhale, hands to heart. As you exhale, draw the hands down. Just do this one more time. Inhale. Exhale, hands float down. Inhale, scoop the hands up. Exhale, hands to heart. Release here, just removing the cushion if it's underneath, just placing it to one side. Just take those legs out in front, just give them a little bit of a shake. If they've been bent into that position for a long time, they might just need a little bit of a shake. And then we're just going to make our way over onto all fours. So this is called our tabletop position. So coming over onto our hands and knees, We take the hands about shoulder width apart. So the shoulders, elbows and wrists are in one line, spreading the fingers nice and wide. So the middle finger is facing forwards. Really think about pressing into the fingertips and into the knuckles. So you're really grounding the hands down. And then take the knees about hip width apart. Tops of the feet are pressing down into the mat. Hips are stacked on top of the knees. And then just looking between the hands. So think about lengthening through the crown of the head. So one line of energy all the way down the back into the tailbone. Start to engage the core. So this is your tabletop position. So this is still a really nice and active position, pressing into the hands. Again, relax those shoulders, trying to take the tension out of the body. We're just going to move through a few rounds of our cat and cow. So really think about mobilizing into this lower back. So if you have any stiffness in the lower back or the hips, this is just a really nice, gentle way to release it. So as we inhale, we're going to drop the belly down, lift the tailbone up, and then start to lift the chin and the gaze up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, press into the hands and start to reverse. So you're taking the gaze between the knees, rounding into the shoulders here. Again, take an inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, lift the chin. As you exhale, round into the spine, draw that navel back, press into the hands and open out the shoulders. Do this one more time. Take an inhale and drop the belly. Lengthen through the chest, through the chin. And then exhale, round. Press into the hands, press into the tops of the feet. Coming back into neutral. So coming back into your tabletop position, nice and active, nice flat back. Lengthen through the crown of the head. Take a breath here. Take an inhale. Take an exhale. Coming back into our child's pose, take the big toes together to touch. You're just going to gently shuffle those knees out a little bit wider and then start to sink the seat back towards the heels. Again, you can use a prop or a cushion here. So if the seat doesn't sink back towards the heels, you can place a cushion on top of the feet to sink back to rest onto, or you can place a cushion underneath the chest for a little bit of support. If not, then just gently walk the hands forwards and take the forehead down. So you're taking the forehead down to the mat, keeping the hands about shoulder width apart. Just take the head and the neck from side to side. And then just find a little bit of stillness. So coming back to the breath, bringing the attention back to the breath that we started the practice with. So that breath where the body just takes over. Notice if any tensions crept back into the jaw or the shoulders, and just release. Just letting it go. Just gently keeping the lower body where it is. Walk the hands over to the right hand side of your mat. Maybe place the left palm on top of the right hand. You can take the forehead down, just hugging the left hip back. So you should feel a nice lengthening down the left hand side of the body. Come back to the breath. And then walk the hands over to the left hand side. This time place the right palm on top of the left hand. You can take the forehead down, hug the right hip back. And then release, extending the hands out one more time. Take the forehead down again. Come back to the breath. And then gently make your way back through all fours. And we're going to come down onto our back. So cross over at the ankles, just make your way down any way you can to come down onto your back. Take a big stretch. So reach the hands up overhead, reach the toes down, stretch everything out. Our way down into our Shavasana, or our relaxation pose. So we just take the feet about hip width, completely relax. Take the hands to the sides with the palms facing up. If you have any problems or issues with your lower back, or if it's just a little bit more comfortable, then you can bend into the knees. Just place the feet flat on the floor. Just let the knees knock in, if that's more comfortable for the back. Equally, you can use a prop again. So under the head or the shoulders or under the knees, it's sometimes nice just to place a pillow, just to take a little bit of pressure off. But again, it's completely up to you. So just coming into your variation of your Shavasana. Again, closing off the eyes. And using this time to find some stillness within the body. So our Shavasana is the time in a yoga practice where the physical practice downloads into the body, where the body reaps the benefits. So maybe taking another full body scan. Just checking in with the body again, just seeing how it feels after that bit of movement that we did. Noticing any changes, but equally acknowledging if everything is still the same. And then just giving yourself permission to relax, to let go. Feel the body growing heavy. So the head, the neck, the shoulders, the back, the arms, the hands. Relax the legs, the feet, the toes. Unclench the teeth. Soften the eyes. Come back to the breath. Again, if the mind starts to wander to maybe what you're doing next, something you did earlier today, just acknowledge it, just let it go, knowing there is nothing you can do to change that right now. All you can do is just be. I invite you to stay here for as long as you have today. So just taking whatever you need here. But when you're ready, just start to deepen the breath. And bring a little bit of movement back into the fingers and toes. So nothing sudden, just some gentle movement. If you have any props, just gently place them to one side and then take another full body stretch. So reaching up the hands, pointing the toes, maybe making a little bit of movement. And then just before you come up, draw the knees into the chest, just come over onto one side. Just keeping the eyes closed, take a moment here just for yourself. Remember again, you can take as long as you need here. When you're ready, still keeping the eyes closed, just press back up into a comfortable seated position. It's just the same way that we started the practice, just closing off the practice together. So sitting up nice and tall, grounding into those seat bones. Bring the hands together at heart center. Just bow the forehead down to the fingertips. Just take a couple of breaths just before you carry on with your busy day. So just thank yourself for moving your body today, for showing up for yourself. Thank you for letting me guide you through today. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me, for letting me guide you through that practice. As I said, that was week 1. That's just a really gentle introduction into breathing, into a few of the movements that we're going to be doing over the course of the next 6 weeks. You can come back to this as many times as you need to. It's a gentle enough practice to practice every day. Equally, you can take little bits and pieces and hopefully integrate them into your day, into your daily life. And hopefully you will start to notice improvements just in maybe your levels of anxiety. Hopefully you sleep a little bit better. The Shavasana, or the way that we started the practice with the breathing exercises, are really nice ways to calm down equally before you go to bed. Or they're really great ways to start your day. Maybe sometimes you start and you're anxious, or you're busy and you're rushing around. It's just a really nice and calm way to either start or end your day. Or equally when you feel that you need a little bit of grounding throughout your day. So that is week 1. I hope to see you again here next week for week 2. Namaste.